What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C4 here today. It's a sad and good day. It's a good day because tomorrow is the Super Bowl, so that is the biggest game of the year between the two best teams, the two last teams standing. But it's also sad because it marks the end of the football season, which sucks for most not here on Beast Mode TV because then just we jump right into draft season, mock draft, combine, and then after that's kind of dying down. Then it's hype for Madden 18 season. So things should be all right here. I'm a little bit worried what's going to happen after the draft, what we're going to do for that time being. But today is not to think about the future and get sad. It's supposed to be happy and think about the Super Bowl. So now we have the Atlanta Falcons, a team that's not a perennial playoff team by any means. A team that's honestly... I thought they only went to the playoffs. I've never been to the Super Bowl. I think they went to the Super Bowl twice. Someone corrected me. But all I remember is the last time they went to deep into the playoffs, they met the Philadelphia Eagles. And Brian Dawkins absolutely massacred Algie Crumpler, and that was the end of that. And then we went on to lose to the Patriots. So they suffered a similar fate. This is just the classic story of the new kids on the block versus the old guard. And it's not going to be a super long video, I don't think. I'm just going to talk about a couple things. So like I said, this is going to be one of those things. Everything's going to be overanalyzed within the next coming week. I think this week here, the whole media week and all that stuff, I think it's absolutely stupid. I think they should do maybe 2 days at the max for media questions. This whole week-long bullshit. Everything, they just ask the same questions. They just try to find like 300 different ways to word the same different questions. And when you're a player trying to focus and try to prepare for the biggest game in your life, I just think that's all too much excess bullshit you have to deal with. And, so what we're saying right now is I believe the Patriots are currently the favorite. The line is, the over-under is 58. But currently, the Patriots are the favorites in this game. And I think that makes sense. They've been there and done that. It's old man Brady. What you see in this game quickly is going to be the number one scoring offense against the number one scoring defense, which is guaranteed not the first time you're gonna hear that this week, nor the last. And the Falcons actually have like a really, really bad... I think it's the defense, the Falcons' defense. I'm pretty sure their points per game average is right up there with like the worst of all time that have made the playoffs. I think like the only other teams that were worse were the Giants and the Patriots from the 2012 Super Bowl, from the 2011 season. And one of those teams won. So I mean, it is possible to win when your defense gives up such crazy points. And that being said, the Falcons defense has really, sorted their shit out in the playoff run. They've been very solid in the playoffs, shutting out Aaron Rodgers. I know he's somewhat limited, had some injuries, and didn't have a full offense to go there with Aaron Rodgers. But they shut out, Russell, like the Seahawks, if you come out, your defense especially, we all know the Falcons offense can score with any team. If you come out and stop, the Seahawks and the Packers, two of the better teams in the NFC for the last 5-6 years, and they embarrassed them. The fucking Falcons straight up embarrassed two of the top teams in the NFC. Like, really, what teams are better than those two teams over the last 5 years in the NFC? I can't think of one. There's not one. So the fact that they've truly established themselves as the new guard, and I feel a lot more confident. Like, it's last year was the same kind of thing. The Panthers, oh man, they've obviously they went to the Super Bowl in 2000. I can't remember what year it was. 2003, 2005, something like that. I think it was actually before the Eagles. But for the most part, they were the new kid on the block. And you're going up against the Broncos with Peyton Manning and stuff like that. So it was a very similar storyline to what we had last year. And, you have the MVP candidate, Cam Newton. This year, the MVP candidate, Matt Ryan. I think Matt Ryan will eventually win the MVP. So, I mean, it's very, very similar. Same fucking division as well. But I just think this game here, the question to me is, can the Patriots contain Julio Jones the same way they contain every other superstar? Because if you do, I don't see a way that the Falcons are going to be able to hit that big play. I mean, it's one of those things, if you come on here right now and say Julio Jones is not going to have a big game or the Falcons are going to win, you'd probably 9 times out of 10 say no. The thing the Falcons have going for them is they have other weapons. Tevin Coleman can have a monster game. Devonta Freeman can have a monster game. Gabriel and Sanu combined can have a very productive game. But the thing the Patriots do the best, better than any team in the NFL, is somehow, I don't know how the fuck they do it, because the players they have a really good defense. Patriots have one of the best, they have a top 3 defense, in my opinion, from this season. I don't know, but they don't have the name recognition. I mean, Malcolm Butler's no slouch, but like they straight up can. Whatever superstar you're playing, they will shut him down. I have no idea how they fucking manage to do that every time. And you'd have to, kind of guess that it'll be no different against Julio Jones. They will find a way to stop Julio Jones, even though Julio Jones is probably playing in the greatest form of his life. Had one of his best games in probably maybe one of those memorable games. Even though he had that crazy 300-yard game against the Panthers, I think probably Julio Jones will look back against his stat line that he put up against the Green Bay Packers, because that was a meaningful game. That was just an absolute. He looked like another type of species. He didn't look like a human. Everyone else was human, and he was some sort of cyborg robot freak. So he is coming off phenomenal form. So is going to be who's going to be the hammer? Who's going to be the nail? Is it going to be the Patriots defense, or is it going to be Julio Jones dictating what happens on that outside? So you're probably going to get Devin McCourty and Malcolm Butler working on Julio Jones, and it's going to be interesting to see if I'm going to come up right now and say my prediction. I think the Patriots are going to win this game. I hate to say that. I'm pulling for the Falcons right now. I know there's a bunch of Falcon fans and Patriot fans that watch my videos. I am pulling for the Falcons. It seems like a lot of Eagle fans do hate the Falcons because there's a natural, somewhat rivalry. It's one of the Eagles' bigger out-of-division rivals. But, it's just the whole Newgard thing. I think they earned it. I think the fact that they have been a very solid team. They didn't have a cakewalk in the NFC, whereas the Patriots, look who they fucking had to beat to get the playoffs. The Falcons had to beat the Packers and the Seahawks. The Patriots had to beat the Texans. Well, I guess the Steelers. They made the Steelers look like shit. But the fact they had to beat the Texans. Fuck off. The Texans were the worst team to make the playoffs next to the goddamn Miami Dolphins. So, they had the harder road. They had a much more better season. I think Matt Ryan and I like Julio Jones. I'm a fan of most of the guys on the Falcons as well. Any of the big guys, there's no one I don't think I dislike. I'm not a huge fan of Matt Ryan, to be honest with you, but I don't hate him. But everyone else, Coleman's cool. Freeman, even though he came from Florida State, he's all right. Julio, even though he came from Bama, Julio's a superstar. He's a mega fucking awesome all-star guy. Taylor Gabriel, you like what you see there. That's a little bit of a redemption. Defense side of the ball, Vic Beasley was one of my favorite defensive prospects when he came out of Clemson. They got Keanu O'Neal and Brian Poole from Florida. They got Dan Quinn, who has Florida connections. So, I don't know. I'm pulling for the Falcons, but I think when it comes down to it, I think the Patriots are going to do what the Patriots do best. And the thing with Atlanta, with a high-powered offense like that, Atlanta's that team that you've seen, even Falcon fans. I have a buddy that's a diehard Falcon fan who firmly is believing that his Falcons are going to win, which is nice. He says it with a lot of conviction. I think the big thing for the Falcons is they can't. Jesus Christ, these fucking sounds. They can't come out flat. I think the Falcons are the kind of team, what happens? What are they going to do when things aren't going right? Everything's come easy to them this year. It's been, what was the last time within, I'd say, 5 minutes into the second quarter, they didn't have 14 points. They didn't have 17 points. They didn't already have a touchdown. Their offense wasn't only in rhythm. Maybe against when they lost to the Eagles. But, the playoff run, they've been absolutely scoring at will. And you're not going to do that against the Patriots. I'm sorry. I think that, the fucking Falcons offense is about as high-powered offense as any other offense in the league. But you're just not going to do that against Bill Belichick. He's the best coach in the NFL. He has the best coached defense in the NFL. They might not have the most talent in the NFL. They might not be the most talented defense by any means, but they are always going to be the best coached defense in the NFL. They are not going to give up big, stupid plays. So I guess we'll wrap this up. I didn't write down any notes at all. I was just like, whatever, man. It's the fucking Super Bowl. I didn't want to go on and on and on about stuff because everyone else is gonna be bogged down with all the pregame bullshit like that. So my keys, I guess we could say, is for the Falcons to win. I think they have to make the Patriots play from behind, which is, obviously, that sounds like John Madden. You have to have the lead to win the game. But Patriots are a team, I think, if you're the Falcons, that's how you do it. You got to pile it up on them. The Patriots can tend to come back, but I think if the Falcons start to gain a little bit of a lead and start dumping on them, I think if this was turn into a shootout, somehow find a way to turn this game into a shootout. That's the way your team has come to get to the Super Bowl. That is how your team has won many other games this year. Do that. Number 2 is find a way to get Tevin Coleman the ball. We're doing a betting pool with me and my buddies on the Super Bowl, and he's my guy. We said you have to pick up one player from this game who will be the MVP that's not a quarterback, and I think I'm actually going to go with Tevin Coleman. I can see Tevin Coleman just having 2 or 3 big catches and runs. I think he's going to be my sleeper pick for the guy that could get it done for Atlanta. Protect the football, no turnovers. Patriots are a team that feast on defense with turnovers. They're the number 1 scoring defense in the league, and that's just not only is that obviously horrible, but for a momentum shift, that is what gets their offense going and keeping Tom Brady, getting him rest. The Patriots are one of the offenses that I think just the rule of keeping them off the field does not apply. They don't get cold. They don't get rusty. Their defense, plenty of times, is their most high-scoring defense in the NFL. So that means their offense, there's plenty of times where they go 2-3 series with the offense not even touching the ball. So they are fine coming in cold. There's no big worry about that. And obviously the last point is it's easier said than done, is they need Julio Jones to have a big game. Julio Jones needs to get open and needs to beat his man. The Patriots are incredible at stopping superstars, and Julio Jones can't add his name to that very, very long list of players they have at least contained and not let take the game over. And for the Patriots on their side, I think the key for them to win, obviously, is the opposite of things that I just said. But I think for the Patriots is I just have a gut feeling that, I could see them fumbling on special teams. Special teams fumbles has been an issue all season long for the Patriots, and I could see a costly punt return fumble not only costing them a potential field goal, or points, field goal, touchdown, whatever, but I could see a potential fumble on special teams just being an absolute momentum shift in this game. That is going to deflate a lot of the momentum from the Patriots, because if it happens, it's going to be a, oh, fuck, here we go again kind of moment, and I think that would truly disrupt the team. I think they've done a good job with their coaches. I mean, both their offensive and defense coordinator have had head coaching jobs, and sometimes you can look at Alabama with Lane Kiffin and his whole thing where he left Alabama, is he leaving and all that stuff. I think they've handled it well. None of those guys have accepted jobs, so I don't think that will be so much of a distraction, so that was a nice thing that they were going to do, but of course Bill Belichick runs a tight ship, and I don't think he's going to let that stuff become a true distraction. I think for the opposite, where I had Tevin Coleman coming in, having a big game, this is a game that I think the Patriots are going to rely a lot on LeGarrette Blount. I think they're going to move the ball down into the red zone, and then that's going to be time where Blount takes over. I think Blount will probably have 2 touchdowns, I'm going to say. This game's going to be a shootout. Let's hope it's a shootout for all the neutral fans out there, and we just get the best game possible. But I think the bigger player will be LeGarrette Blount. For them, opposed to a Dion Lewis type where, I said the receiving back for the Falcons would have a little bit bigger game. Who's going to show up for wide receiver for the Patriots? I have no idea. Is it going to be Chris Hogan, who had a big game? Is it going to be Julian Edelman? It depends who matches up well with the Falcons. I don't know. More so Edelman, because he catches the little stuff. I think maybe the deep threat of Chris Hogan, he'll have a bigger game. But, I mean, it's the Patriots. Any given Sunday approach to their wide receiver core in terms of production. It can literally be anyone. Who's some guy that hasn't played all year? Matt Slater, their special teamer. Watch him have, 7 receptions for 188 yards and 2 touchdowns or something crazy like that. But yeah, that's like I said. I don't want to go too much into all the breakdowns and stuff like that, because it's gonna be, it's gonna be mushed and beaten into the ground by the end of this week. So I just wanted to get this one out by the beginning of this week. This is coming out right before the Super Bowl. So I certainly allow you guys have your opinions on this game. So let me know in the comment section below what you think is going to play out here in the Super Bowl. I think it's going to be a great game. It should be I think the over-under is almost 60 points. I think it'll probably get close to that. I can see it being a 38-28 kind of game or something crazy like that. But overall, my prediction, unfortunately, I think the Patriots are going to get it done. But I am pulling for the Falcons. So the Falcons win, I'll be very happy, even though I technically didn't get it right. I'm 9-1. I'm 9-1 through this playoff. So unfortunately, my picks have been pretty good, aside from the time I picked the Lions to beat the Seahawks in the opening round. And that was straight up because I didn't want to pick all the favorites in that video. I already said on Twitter and stuff like that, if I was betting money, I can't remember. I think I might have actually put money on the Seahawks in real life, but I just didn't want to be like, hey guys, here's my video about the 4 playoff matchups, and I'm taking all 4 favorites. Thanks for watching. I want to try to make it a little bit different, take the Falcons, but I'm going to own it. So I'm 9-1 right now, and I'm taking the Patriots to win the Super Bowl. So let me know what you guys think. Smash that like button if you just think it's going to be a good Super Bowl. You think it's going to be a shootout. And go ahead in the comments, Falcons and Patriot fans. Until next time, though, it's your boy C4 saying peace out and enjoy the fucking game. Drive safe, no drinking and driving, all that good stuff. Get some pizza. Yeah, peace.